Have you ever bought a piece of land before? Or possibly you've explored land banking and you've heard a story of somebody that bought a piece of land and the land was sold to 10 people, or he probably even lost the land. Then this video is for you. In this video, I'll be sharing with you over the 12 years plus experiences that I've had in buying land banking. I've been privileged to be in a transaction where we bought a plot of land for as little as 50,000 naira. And in a couple of years down the line, it was selling for 1.5 million. In fact, there was one that I was part of. In 10 years, that land moved from 30,000 naira to 9 million naira. So I've seen it all. And I've been in a situation whereby somebody bought 60 acres of land and he went back there years later and he couldn't even find one plot of land to use. So things happen when it comes to land, especially in Nigeria, because we are quite unstructured when it comes to land registry and land ownership. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you things that you can do, practical things that you can do that will not make you lose that plot of land. Follow me. So there are a few facts I would like you to know before we even go to the main details about things that you need to do about your piece of property. Number one fact is the fact that land is immobile. You buy a piece of property, it remains there. The day you purchase the property, you are going back home. The land will not follow you. Unlike a mobile phone or some devices that you can buy and literally put it in your pocket and go home. It's not mobile as such. And the other thing that I need you to understand is that land has lifetime value. It has a lifetime value. You can buy a piece of land right now, you do the right thing, you get the right documentation, and it will still be there in the next 100 years. If you follow all the things I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Land is a carrier of value. If you really want to store your value, you can store it in land. A lot of people don't know that when it comes to real estate, land is the real carrier of value. The house on the land, if not properly maintained, can lose value, can start crumbling, but the land is still very, very valuable. And if you don't do the right thing, another thing I want you to know is the fact that land disputes can take forever to be resolved in Nigeria. In fact, more than 70% of court cases in Nigeria is real estate related. I'm very sure you don't want to get yourself involved in such. Another thing I want you to know is that in Nigeria, you are 100% responsible for the security of your land. Yes, you are 100% responsible for the security of your land. So some of the things I'll be sharing with you will help you to achieve such. So let's get into it. So be aware of your rights as landowner. Keep your record and buy right. So let's now move into what are the things you can do to make sure that you don't lose your piece of property. You don't want to lose your hard-earned fund. And believe me, you don't want to lose it. So number one thing is documentation. I mean, you've heard this over and over and over and over again. Yes, documentation. Documentation is very, very important. It's very, very important. From when you were even doing the search of that property. The search report is the documentation, to survey, to all the documents involved in that transaction. It is very, very important. You need to get your documentation right. To the peak of it, whether it's a COO or a governor's consent that you're going to eventually own on that property. Get your documentation right. I know it's a process, but get it right. That is number one. Number two, possession. After you've gotten your documentation right, then the issue of possession. You need to take possession of your land. There are different ways you can take possession of your land. You can do fencing, fence it round. I recommend that a lot because any land that you are fenced is always very difficult for people to take. I'm not saying that it is almost impossible, but note, fencing is in addition to the documentation that you have done. Right? Fence it round. Some people say, okay, why fencing? Like, why not do foundation? It's part of it. Why fencing? Why not erect a signpost on the place that this land belongs to me? It's part of it. Okay, I've done fencing. I want to be monitoring the land. I can do a CCTV camera, no problem. So all of these are ways you can take possession. After you've taken possession, number 3 is that you take occupation. Oh, which one is occupation? You might be asking. Occupation is physically occupying that land. I have a video on what you can do, how you can get cash flow from your Haidu land, Haidu property. You can check out that video on this same YouTube, or you can look at 12 things. I have another video on 12 things that you can do with empty property. You can check that too out. It will help you in the area of occupation. But try as much as possible to occupy. And most importantly, when you are occupying, somebody must be physically present on that land at every point in time. So that in case there's going to be an encroacher that will make you to lose that land, then the person will inform you. You take the rest necessary step at the right time, at the right moment. That is very, very important. Number 4, this is very uncommon. Probably some of you have never even heard it before. Use the community. Use what? Use the community. It is key and it is very, very important. Use the community. Let everybody in that area know that you own that property. If there is an established LCDA, register your presence with them. All these things are very, very important. If somebody is going to come and encroach on your land, or maybe the Omoniles or the landowners want to sell the same land they sold to you to another person, they will use the community, or your neighbors will notify you. So you cannot afford to fight with your neighbors. It is very, very important. I hope you are getting value from this video. Number 5, life do happens. So let your next of kin be aware of every property you are buying. Please, we make a lot of mistakes in this part of the world. We use minors as next of kin. A minor cannot, even the Holy Book mentioned it, cannot take over. It's not possible. Your legal team can advise you, but my advice to you is to make sure that you use somebody that is an adult. I would recommend your spouse. Nobody will kill you. Nobody will kill you. I would recommend your spouse. If for any reason you cannot use your spouse, you can use your brother, you can use your cousin, you can use your mother. But let them be carried along, because life do happen. There are so many properties that are out there now that does not have owner, because the owner did not carry the next of kin or family member along. Please don't make that mistake. Number 6, cash flow. Yes. See, I don't believe in idle property. I believe every property has the opportunity and has the right to be producing cash flow. Idle property means idle fund. You have tied down fund somewhere. So think of what you can do on that idle property. I have a video, like I mentioned earlier, that can help you achieve that. So make sure that you think of what you can do with that idle property. So think of it. You can do agriculture. There are so many things. I mean, because of the limited time in this video, I cannot go into explaining all of that. And if you need counsel, reach out to me. Don't worry, I won't charge you a hammer. Don't worry, just reach out to me and I can counsel you on what you can do with the Haidu property. Last but not the least, visit that property regularly. Visit that property regularly. A lot of people reach out to me. I'm in Enugu, I want to buy property. I tell them, see, I have property in the southwest. I don't have property in the east. I say, don't worry, I trust you, I can sleep. I say, no. Buy close to where you can get to within days, within 2 days, within 1 day, within minutes. Don't buy somewhere that is, the thought of going there itself makes you tired. It is not advisable. I'm not saying it's not good. You can be in Lagos, buy property in Abuja, but it's always recommended that unless if you have the whole fund that you want to spread, or you have staff that can help you to do the monitoring. But if you are a low ranger, buy property where within 1 hour, 2 hours you can get there. and you can go and check your property in case of eventuality. So please visit it regularly. It can be monthly, it can be quarterly, and somebody is on site. It can be a scheduled visit, it can be an unscheduled visit. So with these few points, if you do them right, you do them the right way, and you do them consistently, you will be able to secure your land and you will not lose that land. So that will be all for now. So check out all our videos, subscribe and like this video, comment, ask questions, and we'll be happy to reach out to you. That will be all for now. Thank you very much.